Hello, everybody out there in YouTube land, and welcome to the Week in Geek. I am your host, the T-shirted historian. Hey, here we are. It's Saturday. My whole crew isn't here yet, but they're getting here. They're piling into the back. So I've got a chance to talk to you guys out there in YouTube land for a little bit. And I just want to say that I got to give a shout out to one of my panelists, Harmony Ginger. Tomorrow night, she's going to start her own YouTube journey, which is really cool. I honestly, from the first minute that she came onto our show, I honestly saw her as being like YouTube potential right away. I mean, I didn't know what I was expecting when I invited her on. I mean, it's a very funny series of coincidences. She was apparently supposed to be on somebody else's show. They canceled. She posted it up on Twitter. And, I had seen her postings up on Twitter, for a couple of weeks, and I had enjoyed what she'd had to say. She was part of the hobby and everything, and I thought that's pretty cool. So I just kind of casually threw out, well, hey, why don't you come on our show? And she accepted. And what I got was a lot more than what I was anticipating. She's very funny. She's witty. But she's also very intelligent. And she's knowledgeable. She brings up a lot of really good points on things. I can't say that I couldn't ask for a better person to be on a Week in Geek panel, to be quite honest. That she's good looking is just kind of like a little bit of bonus cherry on top of the whole panelist package. I did not know what she looked like before she came on the show, so I thought that was really cool, and I'm very proud of her for taking a step out and doing her own YouTube thing. I kind of encouraged her to do that a few months ago because I saw the potential was there. And I think that she's going to pick up a big following very, very fast. She probably will actually hit 1,000 subs before I do at this rate. And I don't know why. Not so much just the algorithm. It's just that, the women in the hobby really do hit different. And they do get a lot of... they do get a lot more attention. Point out, Ginny Dye, for example. She's got her pretty hardcore fan base. And others, she's the first one that I think of immediately. I don't really follow a lot of other D&D channels. I guess most of the other D&D channels I follow are old dudes like me. Biggest Geekus, our friend Victor Gorchev, Grimm, of course, things like that. So I think this is really cool, and I'm very proud of her, and I hope that her show takes off really huge. I hope she enjoys a lot of success on YouTube, and I hope when she makes it big that she doesn't forget us here at the Week in Geek. That she'll continue to be on the show. But enough of that. Why don't we bring her on, shall we? Hey.
I don't know what to say after that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's next Sunday, not this Sunday.
Next Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Either way, I'm very proud of you. I'm very happy. I think you're going to do great.
Thanks. I was going to bring on my players until someone jumped in my inbox and said, "Hey, wouldn't this be the funniest thing ever?" But but yeah, so you can bring other people on. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Well, let's see. Let's bring on our other Ginger. He's not as pretty, but he is single, ladies. So. And this guy who is married but probably gets more ladies.
You look like you look like you're in one of those Disney haunted house rides.
Probably. Yeah. Seems to fit
On
in
the
place.
left here, you could see we have the haunted hallway where the great ghost has come out. Boo! Don't worry, everyone. And on the right,
And our dear friend Greg, who I hope you're feeling better today, dude.
Yeah, I'm feeling great. I just disconnected randomly when I tried to change my avatar, but that's okay.
I wondered about that. I was kind of like, uh-oh. But I'm glad you're here.
Am I the only one that's going to point out that he was a ginger until 5 minutes ago?
Who?
You?
Yeah, it's true. Your background was red.
Oh yeah, that's my fantasy
Netflix.
dragon, and this is my kaiju dude.
How's that coming along, by the way?
Quite well.
Awesome. I'm really looking forward to that. And I did actually start watching Kaiju number 8 on your recommendation.
Yeah. I have all the volumes of the manga. I'm definitely not caught up on them. It does kind of turn into a shonen action show, which is a little disappointing for me, or manga anyway, but it's still cool. I can dig it. Whatever.
Yeah.
the thing I found really interesting with Kaiju number 8 is just the fact that they're also putting it available on like Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So this one has just a low barrier to entry, like outside of and just shy of just uploading it straight to YouTube.
Kind of reminds me of a combination of Attack on Titan with like One Punch Man.
Yeah, a little bit. Speaking of which, I did see the commercial for One Punch Man season 3 today, and I don't know, I wasn't impressed, but
season 1. Yeah, there's no reason to continue past season 1.
Yeah, I guess not really. I mean, you know what the show is about after season 1, but yeah, apparently they're going into a season 3. I also did get to see this today. Let me see if I can bring it up real quick. YouTube is doing their usual mess with videos, but maybe we won't get claimed for this one. When it comes on.
私は見届けることしかできない。大間さんの生き様を。いや、お前は愛に倒される。この空気を舐めるなよ。行くか。悪いな。俺も壊せる側なんだよ。
There you go. I'm excited about it. It's supposed to be the last season, which is unfortunate because I think that show has some hecka legs, and they've already left out some stuff from the manga. But they do have a second part to that manga, and I hope they're going to adapt that as well, because Kengan is honestly like one of my favorites. Obviously, would not be here without Fist of the North Star. Drink. But but I love that show, and I'm excited about it, so I can't wait to see it. I mean, I do already know how it ends, and I know a lot of the ins and outs about it. I've already read the manga, but still, it's still so much fun to see it in animated form.
I'm still stuck on Fallout. I'm not like anywhere near done with it. I'm like 3-4 episodes in.
How are you liking it?
I like the irradiated axolotls. The plot's kind of losing me. But
Yeah.
like the irradiated axolotls, like that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I don't even remember the main character's name.
Lucy?
I remember her, but the guy, the Brotherhood of Steel guy, I can't remember his name.
Oh.
Maximus. Isn't it?
Maximus. Yeah.
Maximus. Okay.
Ed, yeah.
I mean, some scenes were cool. It seemed like very nostalgia bait for Fallout, but
Yeah.
Or are we on episode 4? My friends in chat are telling me we're on episode 4. Okay. But yeah, it's pretty good so far. Like I said, I'm not sold on the plot, but I like the axolotls were cool.
Yeah, I have my problems with it. And it's kind of sad because, I've been seeing like a lot of the YouTubers that I follow are kind of backlashing on it pretty hard, like, Mauler and Reaper. And, even Gary from Nerdrotic was tearing into it pretty hard. Even, poor Critical Drinker was sitting there trying to defend it. So this is kind of one of those weird shows where it's kind of dividing the fan base again. And
I think in a way though that is kind of good because if anything, it just shows this little corner of the internet isn't just purely an echo chamber.
Yeah,
you've got people kind of pushing back and saying, no, this is good. I like it. You may not.
So it also had really high expectations. Like it had to be very good to get praise across the board. And I'm not sure if something based on Fallout is going to meet those expectations. But then again, I say this, I'm not a Fallout fan. I'm a Fallout New Vegas fan. And that's it. So I don't know. I think it's fine. I probably will forget about it. I probably will go back and rewatch it. But I'm enjoying it.
I don't know if it's gonna be as good in the second season or not because Jonathan Nolan, Lisa Joy have a kind of a track record. Because Westworld pretty much started tanking in season 2, and then by season 3 and 4, it was just utterly trash. So I'm hoping they do not repeat that mistake. If they can't make season 2 better than season 1, at least make it as good as season 1. For better or for worse.
Well, the problem is a lot of the novelty that would have come for people who don't know anything about Fallout, a lot of the novelty was bled dry in season 1. So no matter where they go next, it's like people are going to be like, I've seen this before,
Yeah.
Even if they go to New Vegas or whatever.
Yeah, I fear you're right. And yeah, they are most likely going to go to New Vegas in the second season because it's, pretty much pointed out.
Yep. And about the time Fallout just came out here, Netflix also released a brand new sci-fi series that I've really been enjoying a lot more than Fallout.
Don't tell me it's Rebel Moon.
No, Three Body Problem.
I've
been enjoying that one a lot.
Really?
I read the books though, so I think it's enjoyable without it. My friends have been watching it with me, and I think they've enjoyed it without the books. They can they're in chat, so they might confirm or deny that. I don't know, but I'd recommend that one.
A lot of these, like I said, a lot of these people I watch did not like that one either. But I don't know.
For some of them, it's their job not to like things. I think.
I guess so.
It wasn't like the book, but I thought it was still good in its own right. I enjoyed it. It moved fast. It had some pacing issues, but the aliens are cool. And
I haven't watched all of it.
Kind of scary.
Yeah,
so, I don't know.
I haven't watched all of it yet, but I felt it was going a bit too fast, if anything.
Yeah.
But apparently the Chinese series version is the opposite problem. Like it takes forever.
I haven't seen the Chinese series. I've just read the books. It's one of my favorite sci-fi series, so I was excited that they made a TV series of it. It's all right. Better than Fallout, in my opinion. So
well,
I'm
like
going to show it.
Yeah, like I said, I like the Fallout show, but I have problems with it. Specifically, things like them coming out and saying, what the vaults were for, and also the implication that it was Big Corpa that actually started the nuclear war instead of it being the Chinese versus the U.S. Like as the original lore says.
I didn't catch that, but I may not be far enough in yet.
Yeah, you're probably not far enough in because okay. Mr. House does make an appearance in the series as well.
Oh, what? I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep, you'll have to watch for it, but yeah, he's in it.
No, I will be.
Yeah.
I think it is implied that other forces might be behind the war in the games, though.
Yeah.
There is what could be a Vault-Tec logo on the Megaton bomb. There's hints here and there. Also, it might have been the Zetans. So
Yeah.
that's possible.
I don't know. The Zetans seem too stupid to be able to pull off anything this complex, though. But maybe so. Then, of course, there's always, the Cthulhuoid forces that could have been behind some of this stuff,
Yeah,
because Fallout does have a strain of Lovecraft that runs through it,
and ghosts and other weirdness.
Yes, it's why we love Fallout.
Maybe someone just summoned Azathoth because he is a nuclear force. So
there you go. It's kind of funny because Darwin's World also had some semi-supernatural tie-ins to its world as well. And they're buried a little bit deeper into the California area. But I don't want to give those away if I ever decide to run that again. You might actually stumble across it. But I don't know. I always find it's kind of interesting because anytime you get any kind of post-apocalyptic nuclear war type stuff, there's always like this element of aliens or the supernatural. I mean, it's like even what was it? The not the Chernobyl one was the same way too.
No, I'm sorry, that's way far back.
Metro.
Metro is definitely a weird one too. But no, I'm thinking of the other one. The older one, Stalker.
Oh yeah.
Which that's supposed to be making a new one.
That's because Stalker's partially based on Roadside Picnic, which the whole idea is that it's just like alien weirdness left behind.
Mm-hmm.
So,
now I'm thinking that old TV series Jericho.
I like that old series Jericho.
It was all right. It was like a CW drama with nukes,
mm-hmm.
basically. But,
and needed another season to wrap things up.
Yes, it did. So many of those shows that were actually, instead of Jericho, I like Jeremiah. I thought that one was cool.
Well, but, you know how it goes. The best shows get one season too few, and the worst shows get 5 seasons too many.
I don't know. Everybody really likes Supernatural, though.
That never stopped.
The first couple seasons are good.
I don't know. It ran for like 10 seasons?
I was referring to Discovery.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't want to hear you complaining, right? American series, even the bad ones, get a whole season of like 20 episodes. We get seasons of 6 episodes.
Well, not anymore, actually.
Yeah, Americans are getting that way too.
They're due to a lot of the recent changes with the Hollywood system, they're looking to do fewer and fewer episodes because it has a lot to do with the amount of writers they have to, due to the recent Writers Guild agreements in the room. Like if you want to be able to do a 10 episode series, well, you have to have like 8 writers. If you want to do a 13 episode series, well, then now you have to pump up the writer count to I think like 10 episodes. Well, it's turning into just corporate mandates are ruining a lot of the entertainment.
Well, that kind of ties into a little bit of my show and tell today, because unlike a lot of people, I am still a Walking Dead fan. No, the show's not, not super par entertainment and everything like that. Yes, it does grate on me frequently, but it's kind of fun to watch, and there is moments of really good drama in it, and I just like zombie shit. So, yeah, so I kind of started picking up where I was leaving off. So I picked up Fear of the Walking Dead. This is the 8th season. It's supposed to be the last one, and it's a full, 12 episode season or whatever.
Yeah,
and
that one jumped the shark on like a rocket skateboard towards the end.
I don't know about a little bit. I mean,
once the missiles fly, they lost me.
That's true. That got a little bit ridiculous. But then I picked up these to supplement it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. And I was kind of like, this is only a 6-episode series. And they still want full price for it. And then...
nice homage to Snake Plissken on the cover there.
Yeah. And then this one is the Daryl Dixon one. And that's also a 6-episode. And they wanted full price for this thing too. And I was kind of like, well, is it a little bit cheaper on something besides Steelbook? And I'm like, no, it's actually more expensive on DVD. So I'm like, what the hell?
I think the 6-episode season is a good thing.
If they tell a good story in the 6 episodes, then I'm good with it. I mean, as long as it's a fulfilling 6 seasons or 6 stories, 6 episodes.
Harder to tell a short story than a long story, I think. And I have to say, oh my God, I'm going to shill this. I can't help it. My favorite TV series of all time was a British 6-episode series called Utopia. Probably no one's heard of it.
Don't think I watched that one, but I remember it being advertised.
I haven't heard that one.
Good. It's so good. I recommend it to everyone because no one has heard of it, but never mind. We can go on.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
So the thing that really ultimately matters most when it comes to the writing is you got to be able to have the script material available that can justify the episode count. Doesn't matter if you're doing a 6-episode story. Doesn't matter if you're doing a 24-episode count.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to be able to just make the time worth it.
I agree. Like,
yeah,
having a whole episode of your main characters chasing a fly around a lab is probably a bad thing.
Oh, come on now. You can't do it. Breaking Bad was awesome. Although, yes, that was ridiculous.
Just saying.
I still have not watched that.
Ironcaster, you're just hopeless, man.
That lost me as well.
I loved Breaking Bad, though. I'm sorry. It's still one of those shows I pull out every year and watch, even though I know how it goes. But see, here's my thing. It's like, this is one of my problems with the Fallout show. It is a 6-episode show. And even though it's pretty good, I've noticed that it kind of suffers from a lot of these other, cable shows, and that is your first 3 or 4 episodes are hot dog, just really fun, really rip roaring good, keep you invested and everything else. But then it's like they get to midway point in the season, they're like, oh shit, I forgot, we have to tie up all these loose ends before the season ends, and so it becomes like a vomitous, like info dump rush to the end. And unfortunately, Fallout does kind of the same thing too, because it's like the last few episodes are just like info dump, info dump, info dump, info dump. So, I don't want to see TV doing that. I mean, if you have 6 episodes, learn how to pace your damn episodes out to where you can tell your whole story and still tell a good story. Don't just get involved with like put in a 20-minute action scene just because it's cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
but you'll see.
I couldn't agree more.
I'm sure season 3 will all be from the point of view of Liberty Prime.
That would be funny. Communism is bad.
That'd be good.
That would be funny.
What else we got to talk about today?
Oh my gosh. Well, because of Tuesday's Plague Bearer discussion / shill / whatever, I watched the Plague Bearer thing for the next day that they announced, and they did finally give an announced date for when that's coming out, and it's supposed to be July, I believe. But they also gave some updates on what the game is going to be about and stuff that you're going to be able to do in it. And the guy did say that, yeah, you'll be able to include your own monsters and things, and that you could effectively turn it into a regular fantasy game just by including whatever monsters that you have, and whatever characters that you wanted. So I think that's pretty cool. I hate to continue to shill on that, but I promise I won't take up the whole hour with that. But with that in mind, And Grimm's renewed interest in the whole zombies thing, and not having heard of Zombicide Chronicles, I got up and started looking around to see if I had missed out on any books from Zombicide Chronicles, because I have all the original stuff that came out with the Kickstarter back 3 years ago. And I found out that they had actually come up with another book since then that I didn't have. So I picked up Road to Haven, which is a whole campaign book, which is a multi-arc book and a complete campaign that you can play for Zombicide Chronicles. And it does include some new character archetypes and some other stuff. And I also got to looking at the differences between how Zombicide Chronicles ramps up their characters' abilities versus the way Plaguebearer does it. Honestly, I think I'm more sold on the way Plaguebearer does it, with its constant trickling up of AP until you hit all your specials. Where Zombicide seems like it's a little bit slower to build up. So I don't know. It's just a difference in the way the games are paced. Chronicles seems like it's more tense and more careful and more thought out, like a zombie movie type thing, where people aren't necessarily going to want to engage with a big group of the undead and stuff like that. They're going to want to take their time and engage carefully and assess the situation. Whereas Plaguebearer is more like, let's all jump in there and fuck them zombies up. So.
It's a bit more fantasy heroic.
Yeah, and I honestly like that better.
It's a little weird because the main Zombicide games are very cinematic, get stuck in, mow down loads of zombies.
Zombicide is a co-op game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
very
Okay,
much.
that's what I was thinking. I was trying to remember which zombie game it was because I played a few of them.
Mm-hmm. It's not only is it co-op, but like the TTRPGs that are based on it are also very heavily co-op. I'd say Plaguebearer more than Chronicles, but everything kind of works together. Where it's like, yeah, everybody's trying to help each other out to survive, because it's like, losing teammates is disastrous.
I see. I've been playing the a co-op board game lately a lot. This is so off topic. It's just on my mind. I've been playing
Sure.
a lot of Spirit Island lately.
That one looks cool with the
It
the
is.
head that drops stuff and everything.
What? No.
No? What am I thinking of? I'm
don't
thinking of
think that's the
Fireball
right one.
Island.
Yeah. No.
Thinking of Fireball Island. Yeah.
No. I'm sorry. I've been on a board game kick recently. I've been playing a lot of Pandemic and Spirit Island and Code Names. Never mind. Sorry.
No, you're good. Actually,
You're triggering the tism.
no, I'm not. Actually, it's funny. I was expecting a board game shipment in today because I got excited and started ordering some Kingdom Death Pit bits, which
Of course.
yeah, that's gonna put me in debt for about a year. No. But
Nice.
T-shirt.
I'm just kidding. It's not that bad. But yeah,
It
I
only
had,
cost the arm. He
Yeah.
got to keep the leg this time.
yeah, I still got my fingers. I'm sorry. I like Kingdom Death. And I keep lying to myself by telling myself, well, since it's solo play, one of these days I'll just get all my cards and everything together, and I'll just sit down and I'll just have a big old, campaign against myself to see how I do with all the new pieces and everything. And yeah, time never lets me do that.
I purged most of my board game collection when I moved to Florida. So now I only have the ones that I play.
I should
or that
do
I
that.
would play if I had enough friends.
You don't have any friends?
I've
I
got
do.
two collections I ought to do that with. I ought to go through and purge up my comics, my trade collections, my RPG shelf.
Yeah.
So it's easy to do when you move. Sorry.
I bet it is.
So it's easier to play board games together online, and no, Tabletop Simulator and so on isn't good enough.
I don't like Tabletop Simulator. It is so clunky.
It's not user friendly. I have a friend that plays Twilight Imperium on TTS. I don't know how he has the patience for it.
He plays
yeah,
Twilight
I mean-
Imperium. that gives you patience, I think. Sorry.
I mean, so do I, but it's not on TTS. I play. There's my copy. It's beat up. It's absolutely destroyed because it's been played like maybe 50 times. I would never play that on TTS. I do not have the patience for it.
No, so you gotta go get the custom like entire wall built and have everything set up on little individualized shelves. So you have just this giant like, to display game in progress that'll take months.
I've seen people do that, but usually they have like, dens or basements or whatever.
And no cats.
And no cats, yeah.
Yeah.
Or small children.
No, actually, there was one story that came out this week where apparently Discord and Roll20 are doing some integration.
I've heard
Really?
that. I hope it's good.
Yeah.
I hope it's
which
good
is-
for working on the player ends. Like, so Roll20 has been showed up by it's been completely outdone by TTS, not TTS's, VTTs like Foundry and Fantasy Grounds, but Roll20's been doing a couple real nice things like drive-through RPG integration. Or is it just DM's Guild? I don't know if it's drive-through RPG or just DM's Guild. One bookshelf integration. That's actually pretty cool, and a reason that maybe too early to discount Roll20, I think. But they integrate well with Discord. That'd be cool.
Yeah, it's a little cumbersome, but yeah, I've been able to make it work. I've been playing through my Transformers game has been run Roll20 for the last like year and a half. So this might be a reason for us to now try this out, and I don't know, maybe I'll be able to come back in the next week or so, actually in about 2 weeks, and give a report on it.
I hope they'll.
Yeah, I mean, I use it too, but yeah, I'm excited about this. I hope it works. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I kind of hope that they will optimize Discord a little bit, because man, it is a resource hog.
Yeah. Discord or Roll20?
Discord.
Okay.
It's like I've been streaming stuff before, and it's just like I'll notice that my stuff is just like hurting or lagging and stuff like that. I'll turn off Discord and it's like, oh wow, look at that, it improved drastically.
Once launched in your Discord call, the Roll20 activity will sync and provide you access to all the content you'd expect to find in your Roll20 account, including your campaigns, character sheets, digital dice, and more. Fancy features like dynamic lighting will still be present for Plus and Pro members too. Speaking of which, if you have Roll20 Pro membership, you'll get to be the first to try out the new Discord integration. All Roll20 Pros can access the beta test starting April 30th through an invite from a private Discord server.
That's in a couple days.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
I hope it works.
Yeah, I do like Discord, so.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
IRC with a fancy coat of paint.
It is.
Which is fine. I used to be
Yeah.
on IRC all the time. So
Me too. I was on Dalnet all the time. I
AOL
completed.
chat rooms.
Oh yeah, I love those chat rooms. I completed Resident Evil 4 today, remake, and I got to thank Greg, because I would have bought it a lot longer ago, but Greg kept telling me, "No, T-shirt, just wait, it'll come down in price, it'll come down in price, it'll come down in price." And it did, because eventually what happened is Resident Evil 4 ended up with Resident Evil 4 Gold Edition, which is basically all of the DLC plus a bunch of extra stuff added into it. And it's at a significantly reduced price. Well, they were never bringing that down in price on all the sales. Well, this week was Golden Week, apparently, at Capcom, and all their stuff was discounted. So I got to looking, and it's like Resident Evil 4 is, Gold is discounted this week. And I'm like, you know what? The time is now. I jumped on it, and
now I gotta look and probably spend money.
Yes, I'm sorry. There is actually some games on there that I thought you and Greg would enjoy immensely, though. Came out this week.
What you got?
Let me look. I should have probably written these down ahead of time, because
it's going to be some Native American furry game, isn't it?
No, these are mecha games.
Look, wolves are my
Wendigo
spirit
waifu.
animals. I have a bonding with them.
No,
Mm.
no.
I believe it's
Has
called a
anybody-
knot.
Has
Ew.
anybody made a furries versus mechs game yet?
I'm sure they have, or if they haven't, they will. Right, Greg?
No, not that I know of.
Gypsy Danger versus Lady Yiffington. Fight!
It's not a bad idea.
There are kaiju side furry out there. Some kind of fetish thing. Macro, I think it, whatever it
I
is.
believe you.
I could reskin one of my mech games.
I don't need to see what they're gonna do at that size.
God, T-shirt, what are you doing, Day?
I'm sorry.
Nightmares.
I'm just kind of floored by all of the mech games that are out there, and it's not the one that I'm wanting to tell you guys about. Well, Sandland did come out this week.
It did.
Yeah, which is Akira Toriyama piece.
I'm getting that Monday.
It's a bit of an underrated story. I don't know if anyone has read the manga.
I have not.
No, I'm not familiar with it at all.
So it's only about 14 chapters long. It's one volume. You can read it in like an afternoon. And really, it's not bad. It's, demons out in like a desert wasteland trying to go out and find some source of water. So it's a little bit of that kind of post-apocalyptic sort of thing, but through that fantastical, like Akira Toriyama lens.
Oh,
okay.
Heavy Storm Shadow came out this week. Woo! It came out yesterday, actually. I haven't seen that. I need to.
I just saw Toriyama and customizable tanks and hit buy. So that's it for me.
Wait, it's customizable?
So from what I saw, yeah, you can build your tanks. So.
Yeah, I've been having the itch to play retro games recently. I really want to play Super Mario World. I haven't played it in a long time.
So I've been going down the Final Fantasy 14 rabbit hole the last like month or two, and it's got me wanting to go back and play through the old ones. That's kind of where I'm at for retro gaming. I'd say this is I'm buying a Star Ocean remake.
Oh,
Greg,
yeah.
you've been wanting to play retro games recently?
Yeah.
One of the best ever was just re-released on Steam.
Which one?
Star Control 2, Freestars.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I will recommend that one. I will shill that one for life. That's one of my favorites, and I played it for the first time in like 2017.
Well after it was released.
Well, I was a child when it was released, but I mean, well worth it.
I was in college when it was released. So.
That's because we're old.
Oh yeah, they're putting out a new one. They have a Kickstarter for it.
Yeah, and it's doing well. They are kind of touching off their stretch goals, but they put the one that I really want, the stretch goal that I really want is so far.
What is it?
Towards the end. Yeah, go ahead. If you wouldn't mind, Ironcaster, would you mind bringing up the Free Stars Kickstarter?
Oh yeah, I was about to, but he's better.
Whoever gets it first.
No, I'm technologically illiterate sometimes.
I'm technologically illiterate because I can't find a damn mech game that was released this last week.
Oh yeah, it's Freestar's Children of Infinity. I'm excited about this one. I hope it's good.
Oh,
it will be.
You think?
I just backed it.
I just backed it.
I've been rebuilding my.
Back it live.
What is that?
You never played Urquan Masters?
No.
Greg.
One of the greatest of all time. It really is. It has beautiful voice acting, very imaginative aliens. It actually feels like an alien game because I love space operas, but this one is so good just because every alien feels so unique and just so truly alien. It's beautifully written, and hilarious. It has one of the funniest scripts I've seen in any game to this day.
Oh, so I thought it was older than it is.
Yep. So
It's
unfortunately,
like early 90s. Go ahead.
so we got 20 days to go. So it's been up for about 10 days now.
Yeah.
And with them hitting 430,000, I don't think they're going to quite hit that $4 million stretch goal, but fingers crossed.
I like how every stretch goal is like 100,000 apart, and then this like 4 million will make it open source. 4 million will just give it away for free to everyone.
Well, I want the voiceover stuff. That's what I'm really wanting bad.
Does it not have voice acting by default?
Nope. It's a stretch goal.
Ooh,
Fully
yeah, I
English
forgot that.
voiceover, 670,000.
Yeah, because the original one didn't come out with voice acting, but I think it was the Urquan Masters edition that put in voice acting for everything, and it was really good. Like I love the voice acting.
I remember the first time we played it on 3DO after having had it on PC for years, and the first time you hear the Urquan probe, it's like you almost want to shit yourself because damn, these guys sound scary.
Attention, humans.
Attention.
There's that 3DO again. God.
Yes. Hey, don't shit on my 3DO. Okay, I found it. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to find it on YouTube for us to see a clip of it or anything. But it's called Megaton Musashi W Wired.
I already need this.
Yeah, I'm punching it up in the thing so that you guys can. If somebody can bring up a YouTube video on it real quick, that would be sweet. Every time I try to play YouTube videos through this, they're silent. So you got me? Okay, go for it.
I need this already.
鋼鉄の侍世界へ向け出陣
Yeah, I saw this and said, Greg, got to get this.
侵略により人類は全てを失った選ばれしパイロットたちは人類存亡をかけた戦いに身を投じる戦闘は巨大ロボットローグで行うパーツや武器必殺技など自分だけの最強機体で戦闘に挑め戦いでは敵に合わせて武器や機体を切り替えろダイナミックな超ド級の必殺技で敵にとどめを刺せ
Mordaka.
Super moves. It has a lot of DLC too.
I don't want to fight the anus.
運命に翻弄される者たち
Uh-oh, tall key stop.
あのレジェンドな機体も参戦
Oh.
すべてがパワーアップしたメガトン級武蔵ここに誕生メガトン級武蔵ワイヤード
Level 5.
So what do you think, guys?
Looks good.
This is why my friends
go on sale.
This is why my friends hate me, because it's like, I keep finding cool stuff. I'm like, hey guys, have you seen this? And it's like, God damn you, t-shirt, I'm going to spend money again.
Yes.
It's a little over the top for me, but still cool looking. I'll wait till it's like super cheap.
I mean, I guess that's fair. It was on sale, and I think it's gone back to regular price. It's like $69.73 for the deluxe edition. It's like $49.99 for just the regular wired edition.
Yeah.
And $127 worth of DLC.
Yeah, because it's got a bunch of collab stuff in it. I mean, Jesus, look at all, like, victory poses, rogues, fashionable packs, navigators. it's got a ton of stuff.
But they better hope that those extra costume accessories aren't too sexy.
Yeah. Lord knows we wouldn't want to have another Stellar Blade because you know how women don't like to, play sexy characters or anything.
But did that whole controversy not help them? Like, I wouldn't have heard of Stellar Blade if not for it.
That's what I said. I said, yeah, if the focus on the whole thing hadn't been on Stellar Blade, that game probably would have just kind of like sailed right on by everybody and nobody would have noticed. Or very few people would have noticed it. Now everybody's like, oh no, I have to get Stellar Blade just to piss off the feminists.
Yeah, I think that helped them. I mean,
big time.
Maybe they even shared some of the rage bait posts. Who knows?
I mean,
I know
I wouldn't.
would. I'm just saying.
I wouldn't put it past them. I mean, wouldn't it be? Yeah. It only makes sense for them to go like, "Hey guys, let's just keep releasing tidbits and stuff about our character's ass and everything. That way, it'll inflame the rage bait."
It's especially great when the controversy is something like stupid, like our characters are too sexy. Oh no, don't buy it. Or like in Baldur's Gate's case, the game's too good, and that's the controversy.
I'm always saying this. I'm not a tinfoil hat guy, but I swear I'm starting to think that the marketing strategies these days are, hey guys, let's find a new product and hype the shit out of it and cause people to rage about it by pointing out various things. So we'll let all the negative posters just go ape shit on it and boost our publicity even more and more and more.
Yeah, like Kotaku will come out with an article. Is Baldur's Gate 3 so good that it's ruining your enjoyment of other games?
Exactly.
Right? Like, no way Larian didn't okay that article. Like,
sure, Larian
with Stellar Blade, they've backed off a little bit and they seem to be allowing a little bit of censorship. So now everyone's angry at them for going back on what they were doing.
Well, yeah, because of the hard R thing.
Oh, yeah, and some of the alt costumes being de-sexied a little bit.
I didn't hear about that. I thought they were just censoring the camel toe a little bit.
No, so apparently one of the costumes is like on the disc is sort of this default sexy, but then later patches came in and cleaned some things up, we'll say.
Right, you said it a whole lot nicer than I did. Thank you.
How would you have said it?
Oh, I just said censor the camel toe.
Oh, okay.
That's all I heard. I didn't know about the orcs or anything. I just knew about that because of the Twitter pictures. Like, you're scrolling through, you're going to notice that.
Well,
it's funny. There's mobile game ads that I keep getting on YouTube all the time. We're like, this game is too sexy. We had to censor it for the commercial.
Mm-hmm. Meantime, here's a dog I don't have a fight with, but I still want to kind of jump into it. But the Warhammer 40K female custodies thing, I just I don't have a dog in this fight because I've been out of Warhammer 40K for years and years and years. I bought into it huge and hard when I was a kid, got out of it, never went back. Every time I think about going back, I look at the price tag and I just go like, nah, fuck this. And, and I'm happy. My life is good. I play the computer games every once in a while. Those are fun. Sort of. Some of them are definitely better than others. But, I just, I like the lore and everything else. And then, of course, the whole female custodies thing comes out. And I'm just kind of like, this is unusual just because it's like, okay, I can understand them, it would have made more sense if they would have said, like, okay, our custodies are low, or our orders are low, so yeah, we need to start bringing females in order to replace our numbers or something, instead of, they've been here all the time. They were always here. I'm just kind of like, really? And they never popped up, like, in the 30 years that Warhammer 40K has been around?
40 years.
Yeah.
88 for first edition Rogue Trader. but there was stuff before then that fed into it. So,
Yeah.
50 years.
Could be
I
that
mean,
the sales are low because the economy sucks and nobody can buy anything. But
Yeah.
no, we have to change everything.
Uh-huh.
Kill Team is relatively affordable and quite good fun. It takes me back to playing first edition. So
See, CB says exactly what I'm saying.
The thing I'm kind of finding interesting is with the advent of technology, is there room for something to come in and sort of take ground away from Warhammer? It is the 40-ton gorilla of the tabletop space. And much like in so many other cases we've seen, I think what we're seeing is effectively the beast slaying itself. There was never a WoW killer. WoW killed itself, and Final Fantasy 14 was there to pick it up. But you look at the rise of 3D printers, people going and making their own designs to put out there, people doing systems like one-page rules, which is a free download for just comprehensive war games with, on top of all that, tons and tons and decades of models that you could go and just use.
Mm-hmm.
I have to wonder, like, is there going to be a change coming here?
Well, I mean, Iron Kingdoms was the first big attempt I ever saw to kind of dethrone Warhammer, really.
There have been other miniatures games like that out there for a long time, like Malifaux is one, but I mean, that have basically withstood the test of time. There's always been niche communities that are playing other games similar to Warhammer.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know who they're trying to appeal to with this change because I'm about as nerdy as they come, I think, in the woman's sphere, and it makes me like 0% more likely to play Warhammer than before. I don't know if that's the same for other nerdy women, and I don't want to speak for all of us. Maybe it isn't, but it always kind of struck me as a guy's thing, and that's okay. Like I don't want to say there's anything wrong with an IP being for men by men, because it's not. I mean, that's fine. Men can have their thing. I don't care.
Well, the funny thing is, from what we found out, most of the women prefer, the Tyranids.
That's what I heard.
So,
which is funny because I don't know. That's funny because God.
So there you go, Warhammer. Start putting out the nids with boobs.
Played Warhammer.
I've got this theory that women just like gross factions. Like I have to imagine maybe they like the Nurgle faction as well. Like just based on the amount of women I know that are into like popping pimples.
Oh
yeah. I have a friend, she plays Necrons and she has them painted like hot pink. It's pretty cool. But I know if I played Warhammer, I would definitely play either Tyranids or Gene Stealers, which I've heard are the two most popular factions for girls to play.
Well, it's the same faction. Tyranids and Gene Stealers are the same. Yeah, it's the same faction.
I don't know Warhammer.
Yeah, Gene Stealers are.
Tyranids were the wait. I thought Tyranids were the bugs, and the Gene Stealers were like a cult.
Gene Stealers are part of the Tyranids.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Sorry,
yeah.
I don't pay attention to Warhammer.
Hashtag not a real Warhammer fan.
Gene Stealers are hybrids of Tyranids and humans. They're basically they're.
Oh, I played them.
Yeah, there you go.
But Tyranids, they get to eat whatever they want with no judgment. That's probably why they're so popular.
Oh.
Yeah, everything on the planet is just biomass to the Tyranids.
Yeah.
All right. So, as a diabetic, eating anything I want appeals to me. So Tyranids it is.
Eating any one you want.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. That's all I have to add to the conversation.
And I'll play orcs because that's my favorite. It always will be. Orcs. But,
I used to play orcs. The trouble with orcs was first turn of the battle, each unit of orcs would randomly go off and do something that you had no control over and explode.
Yes. That's what I like about orcs. Is like you may not win battles, but you're gonna laugh your way through the fight the whole time, and so will your opponent. You know, everybody's like, I am being serious. I brought my Ultramarines and Dude Marnian and all these other guys who are like super ultra powerful. Well, I brought a whole bunch of orcs. They shoot squigs out of warp cannons into your enemies and make them go brick crazy. You know? Dude.
Would it shock anyone to say I'd be a Necron player?
Kind of. I thought you would play a squats game now that the squats are back.
They're not proper squats, though. They're not
True.
bikers. It's just not
Yeah.
the same.
That's true.
Though I do quite like the Votan. They're okay.
No,
Not
Space
enough
Dwarves.
models yet. Yeah. Well, I mean, they're not proper space dwarfs. But they do have old-style squats for one of their other games. Is it Necromunda or the one that's set in the wastelands outside Necromunda?
Oh, Kill Team?
No, not Kill Team, something else.
Oh.
But, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think Games Workshop is killing their own IP, but, you know, whatever. It's like Napoleon says, you know, when your opponent, never interrupt your opponent when he's making a mistake.
There's still a little bit too much of a bar in terms of technical knowledge and setup expense for 3D printing to kill them yet.
Yeah,
But it's getting there.
it is.
Well, I'd say probably the one thing that is kind of helping there, though, is just the Games Workshop prices.
Yeah.
Hmm.
$100 and something for a miniature, and it's kind of like, oh. So,
Like,
of course,
that's half a 3D printer.
I mean, I say this, and I'm buying fucking Kingdom Death, so. Which, they're super expensive too, but I don't know. At least I don't have to buy like 400 of them in order to field an army. You know, it's like if I buy a box set of King Death, it's like, okay, cool, I've got this, and it's, you know, that's all I need.
Yeah.
You know, I think the real secret to kind of figure out this is to go talk to Nick Beardia. He's like Mr. 3D printer.
True.
I'm pretty sure at this point he's 3D printing 3D printers.
See that? Speaking of which, his card game looks hilarious. The
Deck of
He
many
keeps post-
triggers.
the deck of many triggers that he keeps posting up on Twitter. Oh my god, that looks so funny. I'm so champing at the bit for when he finally gets ready to release that because I so want to spend money on that. I mean, just thinking about the fun value alone.
It's goofy.
I mean, we kind of need Goofy though. I mean,
Oh, I wasn't saying that like a bad thing.
no, I know. I think it's funny because it's like that's part of the problem that we've had over the last 8 years or so. It's everybody trying to make it all, you know, like serious and like realistic and like, you know, this is reality. We have to include these real social issues in your fun stuff because, you know, we don't want you to escape.
We've been told everything's
It's no
political,
escape.
We've been told everything's political, therefore it becomes fair game to talk politics.
Yeah. It's like, I'm sorry. I don't want politics. I mean, I just want to go and kill zombies and have a good time or whatever. It's just, you know, is it so much to ask? I mean,
Yeah, it's like, let's just, you know, have a bunch of like nature versus technology. Just kind of like let's kind of leave it vague there. We don't have to like go lean into the super current modern like politics of, yes, now we're going to go fight the evil Mamazon.
yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I think for the most part, it's kind of like we find ways to have fun on our own without having to do all these, you know, injections of reality. And a lot of times, if that means going back to retro stuff that maybe isn't very well optimized or wasn't perfect or whatever like that, then maybe that's what we should just kind of keep doing. I mean, you know, old movies from the 80s and stuff like that, you know, they looked corny. You know, their special effects were pretty obvious for the most part. You know, the guys were in rubber suits or whatever and Caro syrup and all that shit. And, you know, The Thing if you just look at it from a purely, technical effects thing, you can look at it and go, oh yeah, that's I can tell that's latex and rubber and foam and all this. But I'm kind of like, it's still an awesome film. It's still so well put together. Its pacing is still really, really good. It's still genuinely creepy and scary. And even if the special effects aren't, cutting edge CG perfect, it's still a great film. It didn't have to be.
Well, that's why I'm rebuilding my retro console collection, except for the 3DO. I'm not going to get that, but still.
What's wrong with the 3DO? Why do you hate the 3D? Why do you hate the 3DO, Greg? Why?
It's bad.
It was fun.
I blew a lot of money on my 3DO. It was fun.
It's like $700.
Yep.
And then Donkey Kong Country came out on Super Nintendo and had better graphics than any 3DO game. And they're like, why did we spend our money on this?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
but still, Star Control 2 with fully voiced.
That's all I gotta say. Star Control. I didn't have a 3DO. I played it on PC, but still, Star Control.
I had a 3DO. I had a Neo Geo. So
yeah, the Neo Geo, I can't say shit about that because that's an amazing fucking console. Like that's like the holy grail, the dream is to collect that.
Well, it was until Sega Saturn came out, because the saddest thing that I ever did was I had Fighter's History Dynamite on Neo Geo, right? Yeah. And then like a year or two later, the Sega Saturn dropped, and I saw Fighter's History come out on Sega Saturn, with its CD for the Japanese version, and my stuff was Japanese chipped, so it worked. So I dropped it in the machine, and I'm like, damn. Except for the loading times, this thing is pixel perfect, exactly like my Neo Geo, and it didn't,
Well, that don't matter. Neo Geo had Metal Slug, like all of them, and Shock Troopers, and like all these other really fun games.
Art of Fighting, yeah. The hardest thing about Neo Geo was like, even though the home console had difficulty settings, it didn't matter what you put them on. Because ultimately, all those things were designed to do is steal quarters.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you could play King of Fighters at level 1. But by the time you finally got to the end boss was just like, kicking your ass with ease. And you were sitting there crying yourself to sleep every night going, I can't beat this guy.
Art of Fighting is the hardest fighting game I've ever played. Everyone talks about Mortal Kombat 2, how it cheats. Well, I don't think Art of Fighting cheats. I think Art of Fighting is just that hard.
Art of Fighting is that hard. Art of Fighting 2 is worse.
Oh, it's painful.
It was painful. Me and my friend sat there for hours trying to defeat Geese, the hidden boss.
Oh my god. Like you can't even, there were moments where you could not do anything. Like you would just get knocked down immediately and had no chance.
Yeah, it's the only time you won is if the computer let you. You basically, I'm going to let you win today.
So, just real quick with the talk of streaming, it's funny that just based on numbers, it's kind of shocking seeing what people are wanting to watch. This is something I pulled up from Nielsen that shows where the top. I think this might be the U.S., but they could be larger than that. Just for what is being watched, what services are being used. What's the number 2 there? YouTube.
Yeah.
It's us.
Yeah. Yes, it's us. We are the horizontal. We control the vertical.
I'm somewhat addicted to YouTube, I have to admit.
I am
that's
too.
That's the number 1, not number 2.
Yeah, well, it is the number 1.
Yeah. Yeah, because that other 5% is just a bunch of other ones that are so small they basically don't even register. But you go down the list here. Netflix, Hulu is up there. Prime Video. Actually, I'm surprised Prime Video is so high. But let's
Crunchyroll didn't even make the list.
Disney Plus, but look what's chomping at its boots.
Tubi,
just below Disney Plus. Tubi,
free.
A free streamer.
I don't understand why Max is not up there, because Max is way better than Hulu, in my opinion.
It is, but it's expensive.
They also had the issue though of rebranding, and I think it threw a bunch of people.
Yeah, it's harder to find now.
Yeah, I remember HBO was the Neo Geo of TV back in the 80s. Like it was the dream.
It was the only channel you could watch heavy metal on.
Yeah, like if you had HBO, your parents were fairly well off. It's like,
Mhm.
you've got HBO. Do you have Cinemax? Oh my God, we called it Skinemax.
Skinemax. Hey, I mean, I
So
like
what
this.
what was HBO's equivalent of a side-scrolling beat 'em up then? Because that was the killer app on Neo Geo's.
Yeah. Shit.
Shit.
I don't think of very many side-scrolling beat 'em ups on Neo Geo.
Sengoku, maybe? Because Sengoku had 3 iterations, but even that doesn't really...
Final Fight, Splatterhouse.
No, those were not Neo Geo.
Those were not Neo Geo.
Well, I played them on something like a Neo Geo.
Yeah. There was a PC Engine and
Yeah.
Samurai
that
Shodown.
had Splatterhouse.
Samurai Shodown
No,
was a fight game.
That's just a
Super
fighter.
Nintendo had it.
I guess it would have to be Metal Slug, because it is... Well, it's a shooter really more than anything else, but...
Side scroller.
Yeah, it was a side-scroller. I mean, other than that, I would just have to say Sengoku.
Yeah, well, if you want the individual games now, you're even a Mahjong game. The cheapest shit-ass Chinese Mahjong game for Neo Geo is like $50. Like,
Good
fuck that.
luck.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Or like a golf game or a baseball game. Like normally those would be $1. But not for Neo Geo. It's like $100.
Yeah,
I always found like the golf arcade games like strangely fun.
Yeah, I mean,
That
they're
little
successful
border ball.
for a reason. Yeah,
I'm not into golf, but
That was-
golf arcade games are good.
I like that shitty bowling game that was in every bar that had like the rolling ball.
Oh.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, that's one thing I remember about going to Japan back in the 90s. The arcades had like Mahjong machines. And I'm just kind of like, really? People play Mahjong in the arcades?
I bet under the table.
Probably.
My dad
But
had
anyway.
a pachinko machine.
Oh, yeah,
But that's
pachinko.
worth money now, back in the 80s.
Yeah, my friend worked in a pachinko parlor. Cool thing. But anyway, Harmony got to go, and we're out of time. So, shall we go ahead and close things out?
Okay.
What? What's wrong, Caster?
Nothing.
Nothing.
No, just
It was
the
fun.
we're out of time.
Oh.
But
I'm
we had
sorry,
fun
bub.
Tuesday though.
Yeah, we do get
I
to
like
have
this.
fun Tuesday. Yeah. And of course,
Oh.
Caster.
Come with me, Monkey Lad!
What's going on Tuesday?
Tuesday. Who knows? But it will be Tuesday with Geeks, of course.
Of course.
And tomorrow on this channel, I will be running the quick start of Plague Bearer. So if anybody wants to jump in, apparently one of my players is not going to make it, so I have spots open. There's like 6 pre-gens, and as far as I know,
Sunday?
Huh?
Sunday, you said?
Yes, tomorrow.
I might do that actually. I'm tempted because it does look interesting.
Yeah, why not? Give it a try.
T-shirt.
Yeah.
I believe you have a little message there for the audience.
I do.
Mercurius.
Yeah, I guess you could
Oh, Mercurius. Oh, you left us
Bye.
Australian $2 is buy people. I'm sorry, Mercurius. Well, yeah,
You get the
it's time
friendo.
to go. Yeah, and we gotta pick a clip because he didn't say one. So, which clip should we pick?
How about Friendo?
Friendo.
I think Friendo's a $2 clip.
Friendo's a $2 clip. All right, Friendo.
Friendo.
We need retro game episode and Food Wars too.
Okay, let's set those up tentatively then.
You invite me to a retro game episode, and I'm going to spend the whole time shilling Star Control.
You can
There's
talk about
more.
it.
Yeah,
There's
you
a
can
lot of
talk about
people
it.
who don't know about it.
Mhm.
That and XCOM.
Oh, XCOM was good. Although, God, it was hard.
I shall educate you on the ways of the ZX Spectrum.
Oh,
Oh, I know about the ZX Spectrum.
You know,
How many people
XCOM
played
will teach, XCOM will teach you how guaranteed 99% is.
Yeah, it is. What about Zork? Nobody remembers Zork except me.
Yeah, I remember.
I
Zork.
remember Zork.
That's where the
X-
a lot of like D&D lingo comes from that, doesn't it? Like back in the day.
You have been eaten by a grue.
Like grokking something, isn't that from Zord?
No, that's from Stranger in a Strange Land. By
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. But still, I think Zord maybe had a reference to
Zork
it.
may have used it as well.
Yeah.
XCOM, that's modern. We're talking old school gaming. You got to talk about Laser Squad.
Dune 2000 classic.
Oh, that game was fun.
All right, well, we could talk about this for like another hour.
We could. Let's not. But let's put it on the schedule for next week. Then we'll do retro gaming, unless something pops up that's just totally crazy that we got to hit instead. But
You say this like Wizards of the Coast will suddenly decide that like they're gonna, for no reason whatsoever, remake Dark Sun.
well, I mean,
Funny.
it could be funny. I mean, the new CEO could come in and do like, oh, in case of emergency, break glass and pull out Dark Sun.
Yeah.
But it's going to be Dark Sun, right? But deserts are so 90s. It's going to be set in lush meadows. And instead of that kind of stark bronze style, sort of BDSM hinting art, it's going to be watercolors, flowery dresses, that sort of thing.
And everybody
Dune is popular. Let's do Dune.
and everybody will be, from an Afrocentric background with
I wonder
matriarchies.
I wonder
Yeah.
Wizards of the Coast take on a ballroom dance in Dark Sun.
Oh,
That's
Yeah,
what we'll get.
Strict
That
suited.
yeah.
Could be
Prom
fun
in
with
Dark
an stabbing.
Sun.
Okay.
Oh,
Somebody
God.
write
No,
that
no, no.
module.
It'll get so much worse. In order to try to pander right, they'll like try to insist that it's all like bongo drum beats going doo-doo with people in grass skirts.
Oh, no,
They're so progressive they turn racist.
You can't do bongos and grass skirts because that's that's cultural appropriation.
No, they're trying to be authentic.
Oh, okay. Never
They're
mind.
trying to be beatniks. How now, ancient sorcerer king?
I'll try and get my camera set up vertically so I can do show off. Because
There
I
you
want
go.
to bring in my EverDrive collection and show that off.
Just remember, everybody, Shogun. Why are there no black people in Shogun?
Oh yeah. Black people think they're Japanese.
Yeah, apparently so. They kind of think they invented everything. But anyway,
We was samurai and shit.
it was samurai and shit. Tomorrow we'll see you for some zombie ass munching. Until then,
Ew.
take care.
Bye.
On behalf of the staff of the Independent California Motel, I wish you all sweet dreams.